Angela Mason has a passion for Bosnia. As Northern California director for the international relief agency World Vision, this El Cerrito woman has come halfway around the world to help people here. Mason says it has profoundly affected her life.
I think this really seeps into your blood, into your system, this place, the power of these people, and yet mixed with their vulnerability.
This is Mason's third trip to Bosnia. Today, with the peace agreement and NATO troops, things seem safe. But on her first two trips, she risked her life. Bullets were flying and shells were falling.
Angela says what brings her back is the suffering she sees whenever she comes here.
In particular, the suffering of women. The stories of systematic rape and torture grip her heart. Mason says she herself was raped, brutalized, and left for dead 22 years ago.
I experienced just one night of horrible terror and torture, and these women have experienced night after week after month of it.
Mason especially remembers talking to a 13-year-old girl who was raped 6 or 7 times a night during weeks of captivity.
And she said, you know, I can never be married and have a child. I'm dirty, I'm used, I so wanted to have a child, and finally I was able to admit to her, I said, look, I married, I had a little girl, you can do it. And then her whole demeanor changed. She was shocked and surprised, and she said, you?
In her 3 trips here, Mason has formed deep bonds.
Oh, my God. You give me my present.
Yes, I'll give you your present. Just wait a minute. Shut up.
In fact, Mason does bring gifts, among them packets to meet the practical needs of women. And she does it as an ambassador, representing people in the Bay Area.
These are from the East Bay Women in Travel and Grace Fellowship Church and the Seroptimists of the East Bay.
It's not the first time Mason's passion has redirected her life. In 1991, she gave up a high-paying job as a corporate headhunter to start her own relief agency for Romanian orphans. Eventually, that led to her position with World Vision. Mason has even done some headhunting for her new employer. She encouraged World Vision to hire Redwood City family counselor and mediator Warren Dale. Dale now spends half the year in Bosnia, the other half in the Bay Area. He develops programs among Bosnians to treat psychosocial trauma resulting from the war and to teach nonviolent methods to resolve conflict. Dale concentrates heavily on helping children through art.
When you feel so much, can you scribble?
Role-playing.
When I point to you, could you be happy? Ha 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 ha. Crying. How do you do angry? Scared. Afraid. Ooh, dobro.
And music.
You put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hockey pocky and turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
We provided the tape recorder so that they could play music and do these kind of dances so that they could form relationships again. By helping them regain their childhood, relieve them or to resolve their trauma experiences, and again gain new experiences in cooperative problem solving, we help save not only this generation but also generations to come.
And as Dale works with the young, Mason walks alongside the women. She hopes to raise $500,000 in donations to help them rebuild their homes or start new businesses or simply feed their children.
We don't patronize them. We don't say, oh, this is far away from us. They're all as bad as each other. It's not my problem. We've got our own problems at home. Women all over the world will understand the basic pain and the suffering that these women have had.
Tomorrow night, more about how the women of Bosnia have suffered and how they're living now with the promise of peace. In Mostar, Bosnia, Craig Heaps for Segment 2.